We're still on the exponent laws with negative exponents, and we are on J. We just did these ones. It always feels weird at the beginning what to do, which step, and which order, and you'll get used to it. So here, when we see multiplication, we know with multiplication we are going to add. So we're going to add. So in my brain, I think adding. You can write this step. Eventually you won't, but you can write it at the beginning, so plus -4. Okay, and some people don't want to. They just want to go x to the -2 plus -4, so -6. So that's fine. Then here, we never want to leave our answer with a negative in the exponent. Basically, we don't like leaving this reciprocal idea right here. So if it's the reciprocal of the x, then we might as well just rewrite it with x in the top, the numerator, x in the denominator, and 1 in the numerator. So we just rewrite it as the reciprocal. Okay, so we do want to always finish it off. So we want to finish it off. Let's try it again. Division, when I see that, in my brain I think, okay, minus. Okay, and I'm going to do m -1 minus -7. So that would be m to the -1 minus -7, 6. And I don't have to do anything else with that. Okay, and again, if you don't want to show this step, that's totally fine if you go on to here, but if you do want to show the step, you can. Okay, some people like to show the step, some people do not. So over here, same thing. Okay, so over here as well, no one else to show. So these guys here as well. So if you didn't want to show those steps, you can go straight to that and do that in your head. It's up to you. For here, let's try to get, oh, and no negative in my exponent, no reciprocals left, so I don't have to change anything. So over here, let's try it again. So we have x to the -2, x to the -4 times, and this is multiplication. So I know I'm adding it. So what I would write would be x to the -2 plus -4, and y to the invisible 1, that's an invisible 1, so you do have to write it, plus 3, 1 plus 3. You can show that step, and if you don't want to, you go on to the next step, and you would just have x to the -6 and y to the 4. So do remember there's an invisible 1, and then here, that one has a negative, so anything that has a negative in the answer, the very last step you do is clean it up. So I want you to clean that up, and when we clean that up, we're going to have the y to the 4 stays in the numerator, and this one goes to the denominator. Okay, and together though, not separate, together. So finish and make sure you clean it up. The last two here, we have we have more than one operation. So this is division, which is actually minus, and then multiplication, which means we're adding it. So again, you can show this step if you want, m to the 3 minus -8 plus 2, and then that would be fine, and then you would go m to the 3 plus 8 is 11, so you could do this in 2 steps, and this would be m to the 13. Sometimes if you want to, you don't have to, not sometimes, but an alternative would be, some people don't show this step, but what we would like you to do is to do one thing at a time. So do 3 minus the -8, so this would be m to the 11, and then times m to the 2, so show this in 2 steps, m to the 13. So we would still say more than one step, right? So 2 steps at least. All right, so don't skip that. I would want 2 steps on this. So when there's more than one thing happening, so this was a division and a multiplication, you want to do that in more than one step. Here it's just straight division, so we're going to do m to the -3 minus -3. They're the same. And then here, n to the 6 minus 5, right? Division becomes subtraction. So this becomes m to the 0. And this becomes n to the invisible 1. So again, that's an invisible 1 that we don't write, but we think it, we don't write it. Right? So that has to be invisible. Okay, invisible, don't write it. And m to the 0 is just 1. Now you could have done that faster if you had seen that here these guys are the same, m to the -3 and m to the -3. As soon as you see that they are the same, you can just cross them off completely and say it's to the 1. because it ends up exactly canceling out to be 1. So you could have done that m faster, and you would still have to do n to the 1 in the end anyway. Okay, so that works as well. The next examples here are when the bases are, we are asked to only simplify but not to evaluate. So this is simplified. The other questions that we had here, these ones were, oh sorry, these are also simplified. Sorry, I'm getting it confused. So these are all simplified. So what's the difference here? Oh, not much other than, oh yeah, so the only difference with this one is that we're still simplifying with the negative exponents, except we've got a few more things happening. So when you look here, you can see there's multiplication, and there's also the exponent. So according to bed maths, you want to do the exponent, this part here first. So that's the exponent part. Okay, so the exponent part first before we do the multiplication. There is multiplication, yes, and that's between the two brackets, but we want to do the exponent first. So when we do the exponent, it's power to power rule. So if you remember this rule, this is the power to power where you do this, and we know it's multiplication. If there's a number, the number gets the power, but there's no number right there. It's just an invisible 1. So this will be x to the negative 3 times 2, negative 6, y to the 4. So we do that first, and we save this part here for after. So that is the multiplication part. So then we're going to do the multiplication. So first step is exponent, then we're going to do multiplication. Now what people want to do here, after I've taught you the other page, is that you want to start to do reciprocal, reciprocal. So I don't want you doing that until the last step. So don't fix the negatives till last step, which means I don't want you doing the reciprocal until the last step. Okay, so no reciprocal, don't reciprocal or fix the negatives till the last step. So here, I still want you to do the laws. So the laws mean you're going to multiply, means you're adding. Okay, so I still want the laws first. Laws of exponents first. So I want you to completely exhaust all the laws, and this is the last step when you fix that negative exponent. So hang on here. So for this next step here, we're going to do the laws, which means multiply is add. So this will be x negative 6 plus 4, and y will be 4 plus negative 3. We're adding them. This gets me x to the negative 2, and this is y to the invisible 4 plus negative 3, invisible 1. So again, don't write the 1. It's invisible. Okay, then in the last step, the very last step right here, this is where you fix it. So you go, I have nothing else to do, no more laws that I can do. So now my very last step, I'm going to leave the y in the numerator and bring the x down to the denominator. So just in your very last step. Not up here, not here, just wait till the very last step when nothing, no more laws can be done. Okay, the next one, same thing. Looking at order of operations, we have exponents. We have to do the exponents first, and then the exponents first. So those two steps will be done first, and then we'll do the multiplication, the m, after. So the first step here would be the 1, 2, so multiply. So this will be x to the negative 9, y to the 12. For the next step here, x to the, we're doing 1, 2, multiplication, negative 4, y to the 6. Don't fix anything until we finish the laws. The law says that when we multiply, we're adding. Okay, so we're going to add them together. So this will be x to the negative 9 plus negative 4. You don't have to show this. Y to the 12 plus 6. You can skip that step. And this will be x to the negative 13, y to the 18. Okay, and we're not done there. So when we finish this off, we take the one with the negative, and we move that to the reciprocal, and this stays where it is. So this is our last step. So this is what I was saying here. The last step is this one, where we're cleaning it up. That's all. Okay, that's when you do the last step. Okay, try again. Here, what would we do first? I would only do the exponent first before multiplication. So I'm going to rewrite this guy here as is. And then this one here, invisible ones, this will be x to the 4. 1, 2, we're multiplying. 1 times 4. Y to the negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. Okay. When you multiply, you add the exponents. We're going to add those exponents here. So this is going to be x to the negative 5 plus 4. You can skip this step. 3 plus negative 8. And this will be x to the negative 1 and y to the negative 5. Okay. Then when we're done, nothing else to be done. My very final step here, my very final step is to fix the negatives. That's reciprocal, so this will be x in the denominator, and that's also reciprocal. So both of them will be in the denominator this time, and we leave a 1 on the numerator. Okay, let's try that again. So here, when we look at this, what do we do first? We're going to do the exponent, and we're going to do the exponent before we do division. So exponent first. So this one here, 1, 2, x to the negative 4 times negative 2, 8, y to the invisible 1 times negative 2, so negative 2. This is divided by, oh, and this stays in a bracket because it was in a bracket. We haven't done the division yet. Divided by, and then here x to the 1, 2, it's multiplication, 15, and y to the negative 9. Okay, so now keep going. The next step here, this division becomes subtraction. So in my brain I'm thinking subtract. So this will be x to the 8 minus 15 and y to the negative 2 minus negative 9. To finish off, sorry, x equals, and again you can skip that, x is negative 7 and y is positive 7. So the one with the negative makes a reciprocal, so this will be y to the 7 over x to the 7. Okay, so that's a lot of rules. They've now come together, and now we can work with negatives. So really the negatives you're going to work with only at the very end of that question. Only at the very end when you're fixing it up.